A lot of people are having hard time targeting the right audience. That's why today I'm going to show you three ways that you could target your audience. There's different ways. Most people use probably the first and the second way, but the third way is very unique. So stay until the end of the video because I'm showing this strategy at the end of the video. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We make three videos every single day for your entertainment. And to be honest, it's a lot of work, but at the end of the day, we like it. We're growing our audience. Dropshipping is a lonely business, and we are creating a family to be able to do dropshipping all together. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yes, we are going to show you today. Well, I'm going to show you today how to be able to choose the perfect interest, the best three ways that I do myself to find my winning interest. Because, yes, back in the days, it was very easy to choose an interest. Now you need to think a little bit more, but that's not the end of the world. I'm going to share with you how do I think about my interest, how do I set it up, and you will be more than happy the next time that you're going to try to test a new product because you're going to follow a proven strategy that has been proven for me, my brother, and all of our students. Okay, let's dive into it. Let's go. So to start, let's start with the easiest way. The easiest way that I tell people how to target their audience is what is the product and what's a brand related to the product. So what is the product? Let's say you're selling a coat, you're going to select coat. If you're selling a jacket, you're going to select jacket. If you're selling a pair of shoes, you're going to select a pair of shoes. That's basically, office shoes as well, but it's not as big as an audience. It only has 4,000 in size. We want an audience that has at least a minimum of 1 million. The maximum, we don't care, but at least a minimum of 1 million. So we target shoes, jacket, coat, whatever is your product. Is your product a toy for kids? You can do, toys as well. If your product is something, let's say food for dog, you can put, let's say, dog food. Whatever it is, just simply put what is your product. So that's the easiest way. Most people, they don't think about that. It's so easy, and they just don't think about what is their product. They think about so many things. The second thing is the way that you want to do it is you want to target um, what is your product related to when it comes down to your brand. Let's say what brands look like your product, but this is in the same first strategy. So I use what is your product, so a coat, what is your product, a jacket, a dog food, whatever, but at the same time I add on a new interest, I add a brand that is related. Does Zara look like your jacket or look like your coat? Does North Face look like your jacket or looks like your coat? So that's what you want to ask yourself. You want to ask yourself, like, okay, so what is my product and what brands does it reflect or is similar to? And by doing that, you'll be able to take people from pool of audiences that, let's say, like North Face. Like, let's say you're selling a nice coat. You're selling a nice coat that you find on AliExpress. It's quite good margins, it looks good, it is unique, and you target coat, and afterwards you create another ad set and you're going to target something simple like what brands have similar coat, and this way you will be able to target what is your product and similar brands. So that's what I do for the first part of the strategy. What about the second part of the strategy? The second part of the strategy, I simply put where will you use it and what it is actually. So let me give you an explanation of the second part. The second part is, let's say, is it a nightlife product? Is it a product that you will wear a nice jacket you wear when you go to bar, or maybe you're selling a coat, you're going to go to restaurants. So obviously it's winter. You're going to target winter countries. You're going to target restaurants because if you go to a restaurant, you're going to use your code. Maybe you will go to uh, cinema, and you will be able, like cinema films, you will be able to target people that are going to watch some movies, and it's winter, they need a coat, so they're going to use that. So and what occasion they will wear it, but also what it is, like what kind of style it is. It is streetwear, it is street fashion, and you need to see like what are you reflecting when it comes down to the what people perceive of it. Like you need to understand that, let's say if it's a coat, it's maybe simple streetwear. If it's a nice jacket with nice design, maybe street fashion. So that's what you want to keep in mind when it comes down to the second part of the interest. So you will have, by this time you'll have around maybe four ad set with four different interests at the beginning of what it is and what brand looks like it. And at the second part is what the product reflects, what kind of fashion does it get into, and in what moment would you use it. And the last one is very simple, to be honest. I try to put no interest at all. So I leave it with no interest. And the reason is I want to let the algorithm choose. But there's a little thing that you guys need to understand. And let me explain it to you, because if you don't listen to what I'm about to say, you're going to fail. You want to do that with a product that has a big audience. If you're selling a jacket, a lot of people would like to wear a jacket. It has millions of people inside of that audience. But what about if you're selling something very specific? Like, let's say a machine for tattoo artists. That audience is very narrowed down. So I will never do no interest. The only reason that I would test interest is when I have a product that appeals to a mass audience, a hoodie, a jacket, a toy for kids, something for dogs, like something that I know that has a big niche, or just everyone could use it. If you don't do that, then a lot of people are going to fail miserably because their ad set is not going to be able to optimize properly. And look, I know that a lot of gurus online are saying, yeah, but now I only test my campaign with no interest. Guys, look, I don't know about them, but I've tried it multiple times. I tried to only launch products with no interest. I try to let the algorithm works, and it doesn't work. Let me give you my own experience and what happens to me 9 times out of 10. So I've tried no interest multiple times, and I tried with interest, and the way that is structured the interest that I'm just showing you. And what happens is 9 times out of 10, the interest section where I use interest, most of my ad sets are working better. And the ones that I use no interest, they don't work great at all. But this is only on the testing phase. Let's say now that I'm on scaling phase. If I'm on scaling phase, it means that I have data, I have purchases, I have a lot of website visitors, I have a lot of add to carts. So when it comes to that phase, no interest would work better for me. Why? Because now I have a lot of data. My Facebook pixel is properly warmed up. So, what does that mean? It means that Facebook knows my audience already. So, they know where to look for in a pool of billions of people. And that's what you need to understand. You need to understand that when you're testing, Facebook doesn't have any data about your product. So you need to find a way to send him towards the right audience. So, how do you send him towards the right audience? With interest. And that's what I did. I just sent him towards the right direction. And after that, I have data, then I can expand and I can let him basically taking care of my products and my campaigns. I tell him, look, now you have data. Now you know who purchased from me. Then take care of it. Find me people similar to those one that I've just that just recently purchased. And now Facebook is going to be able to do his thing. But that's when you need to understand it's not going to be able to do his thing at the beginning because the pool of audience is too big and maybe your product is too niche, so you need interest to help it. But yeah, those are the ways that I use, and hopefully that it helped a lot of you. Okay, so the last tip that I want to give you is a tip about interest. You need to understand that you need to think about the interest that you're choosing. Try to go on Google. Try to use ChatGPT to give you ideas because it's all about choosing unique interest. Obviously, you can choose broad interest that everybody's using. There's nothing wrong with that. But I like to match between broad and something that people haven't used. Maybe if you're selling coats, a lot of people will choose North Face or Canada Goose. Why don't you use, let's say, a German brand that is selling coat and that has millions of audience? And that's the way that you should think about. Don't only think about, okay, like that's the biggest brand in America, that's the one I'm going to use. Try to see, ask ChatGPT, is there any code brands that are worldwide known or that have millions of customers other than North Face and Canada Goose, and they will give you a ton of ideas, and you will be able to choose very unique interests compared to your competitors. And by doing that, you will allow yourself to maybe find interests that are going to last longer than the average interest. So keep that in mind the next time that you try to find the best interest for your audience. See you in the next video.